Hi, this is Randy Kirk, and I'm here today to talk to you about the second in the top 10 of the most important and critical elements to market yourself online today, specifically with regard to Google Places and Google Local or Google Plus Local. As I mentioned in the first video, which if you haven't seen it, you want to go back and check out video number 1. It's right here in my YouTube channel, so check that one out. In the first video, we talked about the fact that it's not all about the geekiness and the details that you might need to do to optimize your Google Places listing or to create a great Google Plus local page. Those are things that we'll talk about later, and/or that we will have on our websites that you can use to figure all that out. But it's really about the marketing aspect as kind of in combination with all of those geeky things. So, who am I? Last time I used a different keyword. This time I'll use Google Local Expert. If I am good at doing what I do, then I should be able to rank high on these various terms. Last time I showed you that I was ranking number 1 under Google Places Expert. This time I'm using Google Local Expert. If you come down here to the third listing, you're going to see one of my PR releases in this first 3. So there's a couple of people that are doing better than me on this particular one, but I'm working on it. We'll see if I can possibly pass them up later. So as your Google Local Expert today, I want to talk to you about what is the second most important thing. The first most important thing we talked about the other day was about the fact of which search engine you use, and the Google search, web search, as we see here, is the most important search. But go ahead and track back to that other video to see the details of why I said that and how important it is and what it really matters. What we want to talk about today is that the things that mattered 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and 5 years ago in Google Places and Google Maps and in Google Search in general are still the things that matter now and are still going to be the things that are going to matter a year from now. We should never lose sight of Google's intentions and Google's own ideas of why it is that they're in business and what it is that makes their engines run. And a lot of people lose sight of that, and they decide to go off and do some black hat stuff and do some spammy stuff and try to get a bunch of spammy backlinks or a bunch of spammy citations or just do all kinds of wild and crazy things. Go into their Google Places listings and spam those and come up with some locations that don't really exist. And just so many darn things. And half of the phone calls that I get in my capacity as a consultant, half of the phone calls I get are from people that have screwed it up really badly and are no longer getting any results because Google has suspended them or in some cases even kicked them off. So you don't want to be in that situation. You want to be doing things that Google likes. And the better you are at doing what Google likes over time, the more often you're going to end up number 3 under a highly competitive search term among the elite in the industry. Everybody in the industry that does this for a living would like to be number 3 on this page or number 1 under Google Places Expert. But I'm there, and I'm saying to you that the reason I'm there is not because I'm brilliant, it's because I'm following the rules. I'm doing what Google wants me to do. So what does Google want? What are they after? They want people to see the advertising on AdWords. That's how they make their money. Over 50% of their gross profit. I think maybe over 50% of their revenues come in from those ads. So what do they think is the way to get people to see those paid ads? The way to see the paid ads is by getting people to go to the organic, because at the end of the day, 80% of the people are paying attention to what is here in the organic in the free area. Only 20% of the people are paying attention to what's up here in this paid area or what might be over here in another search with regard to paid search. So what does Google believe gets people to come to the organic area? Repeat after me. Quality, unique, relevant content. That's what they believe works. Their mantra, their entire reason for existence is to put all the information in the world at your fingertips, and they've done a great job of it. You know, we've all sat and watched a baseball, football, or soccer game or whatever and started looking up the stats. while we watch the game, and how much fun that is to just have all that stuff right at your fingertips. So they've done a great job, and the reason they've done a great job is because literally millions of people are putting up content about what it is that they know, the things that they believe that they have some expertise in. And then what Google has to do is they have to figure out what of that is real and what of that is not, and what is really something that is going to be relevant and unique and that's going to be useful to the person who's doing the search. And therefore, they keep coming up with these algorithms that determine what is unique and what is relevant and what is going to be useful. So what does that mean you should be doing if you are a local business or a consultant to a local business trying to get highly ranked? That means you need to make content, lots and lots of content. And that content needs to be all the things I just said. It needs to be useful, it needs to be unique, and it needs to be relevant. Then, after you've done that kind of content, sure, it still needs to be marked up right. Yes, we'll talk about, some of the SEO aspects of all of this. It doesn't do me any good to do this prlog.org press release down here if I don't use some great titling, some great elements in the content of the work that's going to cause Google to pay attention to me. That stuff still has to be done, but the first thing is to make it useful, relevant, unique. So what kind of content should you be working on? In my opinion, it would be kind of like the energy position of the Republicans. All of the above. Not just one thing, but everything. Not just Google Places, not just a website, but everything. I work with my clients usually to produce all of the above kinds of content. So what might that be? Well, that would be certainly, it would be PR. A lot of people are not using PR. The PR has to be all those things I just said. Many folks are still falling back on e-zine type articles. I still use those once in a while, but I found that PR works so much better. But it's got to be real. It's got to be well written. It's got to look like PR, or it's not going to be used. And it's got to be something that is going to be sent to a category that somebody's going to care about. That's going to search terms, to keywords that somebody cares about. So other kinds of things, I would say in order of importance. Number one would be your website. So websites need to be outstandingly well written. They have to have great SEO. They have to be something that when the customer gets there, they're useful. And of course, Google talks all the time, they have to be fast. So those are some of the things. We'll talk about websites in much more detail later. Number two on my list would be blogging. Whether you use WordPress, whether you use Blogger, I happen to be a big Blogger fan. I'm doing some testing right now, and maybe 3 or 4 months from now, I will tell you I like WordPress better. But my testing right now shows that overall the Blogger results, the overall experience of Blogger is better, but I could be persuaded. So number two would be some kind of blog. You have to blog daily or certainly every other day. Don't listen to what anybody else says about blogging once in a while or blogging 3 times a week. You should be if you want really great results, you should be blogging every single day. The blog should be around 3 to 4 paragraphs. They should always have a picture. They have to be well written. They should have links. For most of your clients, one blog is enough, but for many clients, you may need to have several blogs. After that, what else? I would say the next most important thing is YouTube videos. You will need YouTube videos have to be extremely well done. It is now the second largest search engine. So you're going to want to make sure that you are titling that and describing that and putting tags in for the YouTube video that are excellent. After YouTube videos, I would say potentially the next thing might be PR releases. It could be article submissions. Any of those things are going to be helpful. You notice I haven't said anything about social media yet. Well, but the social media can really help with all of this other stuff. So when your website needs to have some social media pointing to it. Your blog needs every post needs to have some Google Plus or some Facebook or some Twitter, pointing towards that blog post so that you move it up in the rankings. And by the way, your YouTube videos, your PR releases, and your articles all need the same thing. They need to have some Twitters about them. They need to have some from some great Twitter resources, not from somebody that's got 3 followers. They need to have some other blog posts pointing at them. So the more that you can point at these other resources, the better they all become. So what is the second most important thing that you can do out there? The second most important thing you do is create tons of content and make the content relevant, make that content useful, make that content unique, and then, of course, provide it with proper SEO so that Google can find it and properly place it within the search engines. If you are not great at creating content and you need somebody that has a staff of people that can create that kind of content for you, be sure to give me a call at 310-910-1848. I will answer the phone. You'll be talking to me, and we will get you on the road to this kind of success using tons and tons of all of the above content to get you highly visible, not just on short terms that you probably think are the right terms for you, but on terms you may not have ever thought should be used, and on long keywords, long-tail keywords that would maybe never have occurred to you or even to some of the SEO people you may have used in the past. So again, give me a call. We'd be happy to talk to you and help you with your strategy and get the phone ringing at your place. Otherwise, feel free, please help yourself to the free content on Google Places help.blogspot.com and on help4smallbusiness.blogspot.com. I'm happy to provide this free content as well as free content at both of those locations for you. Signing off, again, if you want to hear the rest of the list, there will be 8 more of these. The third one should be up in a day or two. Just go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when that happens, or do an RSS feed, or however you want to do it. You can come back to my blogs and or to my channel and find these in the future as well. Talk to you later. My great pleasure to have had this time with you. Bye.